Hi, good afternoon, Your Excellency. During the convention, the just completed convention, we saw you in a very celebratory and joyful mood. And now that the convention is over, what's the future of the PDP looking like?
The outcome of the convention tells you that our future is very bright. Remember when we were inspecting the venue, I did say that that consortium would let Nigerians know whether PDP has come back or PDP has died. And the convention should know the party is still alive, waxing strongly. Yes, there are one or two hiccups, which is natural, and we will be able to solve those hiccups. So we're not bothered about the challenges.
All right, yesterday, Your Excellency, we saw the governor of Bauchi State say that he confirmed the meeting that you already told us about, and then he said that you have been planted in the PDP to, destroy the party and cause disaffection. How would you react to this?
It's very embarrassing. He said he went to see Mr. President 3 times. What did you go and see Mr. President for? He went to negotiate so that he can bring a successor, and the APC refused him. He came to me, that look, he went to Mr. President, and he told Mr. President that he worked for him. And so he was coming to see me. Why did he not tell Nigerians that he was going to see Mr. President 3 times? You're in a different party. You are going to see Mr. President to intervene. How will somebody in another party solve your own problems in another party? But why can't we tell Nigerians the simple truth? This accusation of me being planted, they have always accused that, but all those who are accused are aware now. They're in APC. So who now has told the truth? If you're accusing me that I'm the agent to destroy your party, you have now left your party to join them. I am not there. So who has told the truth? I have said I will not leave PDP. I have said that I will continue to support Mr. President because that has been my position from 2022 to 2023. And people should come out and tell people the truth. And you asked the second leg of the question, if I remember. I don't know what you asked. If you can, that's the question you asked. The second leg.
The future of the PDP
Causing
or
disaffection.
the disaffection
No, I've said that.
planted?
See, he came to me and he said, look, can we shield this convention? I said, why? He said, all of us can work together. I said, fine. Remember that the court said the convention should not hold. Remember, you disobeyed court order. And you went and held that, even before them. You set up an elders committee that came up to say, look, let's stop this convention. Let's set up the caretaker committee. You refused. You went and held their convention. Fine. You went back to the Federal High Court in Ibadan to validate the convention. And the Federal High Court said, how can you come to us to validate when you have disobeyed our order, our judgment that says do not hold a convention? You are not coming back to us. It's an insult. We will not give you. That convention will not stand. And therefore recognize the caretaker committee to be the ones to run the affairs of the party pending when the convention will be held. Now the caretaker committee has now come up to say, okay, look, our convention would hold. And you are now coming to tell me, let us not hold a convention. We are not lawbreakers. We listen and we obey the law, look at the judgment of the court. Then he now said, look, okay, can they have some position? I said, what kind of position would you want to have? He said, can we give you a secretary? I said, look, you're a conquered person, and you're looking for a big elephant. Why not stoop to? You already conquered, you lost. You're talking from a weak point, and you want to demand secretary. That is not done. We will not do that. But I can say, it's not about me. If you come to the convention or tell your people to buy the nomination form, then before the convention, we can sit and say, okay, let's consider this and let's consider. But not for you to come to say, give us secretary. It's not going to happen. And he now told me, okay, let him go back and meet his people and come and meet us. That was the end of it. But luckily, if you heard what he said, he has tried. That he has now seen that even the APC does not want him. Even the PDP does not want him again. So the only alternative he has to go to ADC. But this was the same man, and I want Nigerians to hear. In 2022, 2023, when the president emerged as the presidential candidate of APC, this same Bala Mohammed, no shame, no character, flew down to Port Harcourt to meet me that, look, we have to work for Aswaji Bala Mohammed Tinubu, that he can never work with Atiku. It didn't take 4 days. The same man who came to lure me has now moved to the same Atiku. Even this meeting he came to meet me, he found that you know that Atiku hates him, that he will never. That's why we should make sure that since he cannot go to APC, let us be in the PDP. I agreed. The same man now has also moved to the same Atiku's party. What kind of character? This is what I've always said. They don't even know that Nigerians are watching them. He tells you one thing today, we says one thing in the morning, in the afternoon he says a different thing, in the night he says a different thing. So Bala, we are very happy that you've told Nigerians whom you are, that you are never stable. And this is why people cannot deal with you. You are looking for which platform will give you, because why he's also angry, we have dissolved the structure in Bauchi and held a Congress that produced a new leadership, and he knows he cannot get through. So he has no choice. I know his brother from the Amara area will also join them. But that's not the point. The point is that we for now are the leading opposition party and we have no regrets. But it will not continue to be like that. We'll make our points in 2027. From there we'll move on.
Thank you, sir. You once said you put fire in Bauchi in reaction to one of the invectives thrown at you by the Bauchi government. Yes. Would you now say you've succeeded in doing that?
I have not. Have I ever hidden my intention? He came to put his hand in the river state. I said, look, I'm going to give you back. Has he not lost? So, I mean, we know who is now bigger in the game.
Thank you.
Well, not particularly, but we are coming out to check whether the promise the contractors made were likely to be fulfilled, because you know we're already in April, and then the job ought to be handed over roughly latest the end of May. I went to the interchange where CBC is working, and they do quite a good work. We believe, like the Apollo said, they will hand it over to us by the end of May. And then from the airport road to the Kuje Junction, where Arab contractors working, luckily we saw the managing director. They've launched the first beam and they're trying to launch the second beam now. We also believe that that will be ready. The qualities of the jobs we have seen so far fine. Now we're here now from the Kuje, the first section, which is about 8 kilometers. The management has always promised us, and we have no doubt. The quality of job we are standing here seeing is quite impressive. But we could be coming from time to time to make sure that we put the heat on them. They are also putting the heat on us to make sure that the available resources they will not lack. But I'm impressed generally with the quality of jobs that the three companies have done. CBC, Arab Contractors, and Gilmore, for the ones who are expected to do. But this will be a continuous exercise. Every 1 or 2 weeks we'll be here so that they will know that we're serious. Because I've already made promise to Mr. President that this project will be inaugurated. It's to the anniversary.
Okay, yesterday, sir, there was a minor issue with temporary bridge, and the contractor was very strict, actually, in creating an alternative access route for the people.
Are you from here?
No.
So yesterday, were you here?
I was there yesterday.
So you are from here?
No, not really. So, but the people were full of praises because the contractor was swift in providing an alternative access route. So how does it make you feel, knowing that the direct beneficiaries appreciate what you are doing?
Well, when people are happy, you also will be happy. And of course, one of the things that you rate contractors is being able to provide alternative routes when citizens would be, would be affected by the construction. So I'm happy that you said so, that the contractor was very swift to provide an alternative route. That also is one of the qualities of good contractors. So for us, when the citizens are happy, of course you'll be happy. But when they are not happy, obviously you will not be happy. It means that they're not impressed with what you are doing. What motivates us is that when you're doing a job, look at, if you check around how they have run down to this, look at they're happy. They appreciate what you're doing. If they are not happy, you won't see them around. So that motivates us a lot, and we're very happy about it.